back to another short and sweet where the reviews are short.
And it's really sweet that they shared it with us. It's really sweet that our Patreon community contributes to us every month. This was not sent from Makers, so we are attributing this to our patrons. This is from the Makers Whiskey Drop. So we got this guy and the latest, the Keepers release. Both these bottles came in that, and I was looking through the archives the past 9 years of videos, and we've never done an official review of Maker's 46 Cask Strength, which is what this is, in the brand new bottle and everything. Coming in around about $60, retail on the shelf. You might see it fluctuating a little less, maybe a little more, but around $60. This is, what's this one coming in at? 112.5, and this is batch 2403. So it is nice that they've always included the batch numbers on there, and the proofs always do vary, but it is nice now in the new uniform bottle shape that they've gone to that it's front and center. It's not real small print. It's nice and easy to read. I do like that because every time I've bought anything Maker's Cask Strength or these, I want to make sure I'm buying a different one unless I find a batch I really like. So right,
it kind of helps, and it's better branding.
Yeah, lower, for Cask Strength, 112.
They go in the barrel at 110. So
110, yeah. These are not age-stated, but they're normally around 6, 7.
Yes, 7-year average.
Yeah,
so they've got a new
average
label coming out that showed 7 year 3 months, which would be the youngest in the blend.
Yep.
But yeah, they average around 7 years, 6 to 8 year old wheat bourbon.
I get French oak.
Yep. I definitely get French oak.
French oak.
Which makes sense. It is French oak.
It's French oak.
A lot of vanilla. It's like sandalwoody. Beach vibe. It's very effervescent on the nose. Like, it's very crisp.
Interesting. Because normally the effervescence, kind of reserved more for rye, which is that has no rye in the mash bill. But I can see where you're coming from with that. I'm also getting some cedar notes, kind of a cedar closet at the beach. Cedar closet at the beach.
Yep, it's called out an outhouse.
No.
A cabana.
And some baking spice. Someone's making something in the kitchen. They're using a cast iron skillet. I mean, it's a little bit of earthy smell in there.
Just a little bit of tea, black tea, nutmeg.
It's really good. Nutmeg?
Nutmeg, no.
Nutmeg?
No, only Chris.
Shut up, Meg. All right.
Let's have a drink.
Ooh, that spreads all around the palate and got some heats.
She got some tannins. No, I like that. I like that mouthfeel.
I wasn't expecting.
No, it was just like this explosion.
Yeah.
Like just out of nowhere. Sorry to be smacking. It's drying. It is a little tannic. I like tannins a lot, but this is like, I need a drink of water.
Yeah, get some water there. I will say this. It dissipates pretty quickly. It's sort of like an alcohol fire.
Yeah.
Burns hot, burns blue, and then it kind of, pretty quickly goes away. First sip review on a fresh crack, mind you. Not a super long finish.
No, the spice stays around for a while, or the tannins do.
It does, yeah. Sort of
flavor, not so much.
Cinnamon, black pepper kind of feeling.
Yes.
Already ready for the second sip. Hard thing to say sometimes. Okay. More acclimated to it. Wasn't that fireball rush of excitement there. Much more manageable and approachable. Still, a little dry in there.
Yeah, but it's not as like that first sip was just like a punch.
Yes.
But maybe it's just because, shock to the palate, but second sip definitely shows off the French oak essence. So you're getting a lot more of the baking spice, a lot more of those, vanilla, like spicy vanilla, spicy caramels, more brown sugars. It is definitely evolving. The finish seems to go a little bit longer now.
It does, yeah. It's now entered the chest feels.
Yep.
Now getting a Kentucky hug. It's not super big, but it's a 112.5 appropriate hug. It's a good touch. It's starting to spread out there. I'm liking that.
It could be heartburn. It could be a Kentucky hug.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I kind of want to explore this finish and let it really set in. So we're gonna set it aside here. We're also gonna let it open up in the glass for a little bit. So while we wait, I want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get either one of these t-shirts plus more. There, the Glencairns that we're drinking from, all of our glassware, including our water glasses and Copitas, them mini Glens, which are so cool. Bottle cut candles, hoodies if it's still cold where you are, and so much more. Always coming soon at whiskyambitions.com.
And for as little as $1 a month, you can join Patreon at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight, where you get first dibs on barrel picks, discount codes on the merch that we are wearing. You can submit ideas for episodes, Q&As, and a lot more.
Yeah, don't forget another round.
Oh, and another round. I always forget another round. I'm so sorry about that.
All right, we're gonna let it sit here since this was a fresh crack. A few minutes, let it open up. We'll be right back. Here we go. It's sat here for a few minutes. Opened up, supposedly, as some people say. You're wrong.
Pacifically, you know.
The Pacifically Ocean.
A laptop.
What?
You've never heard laptop?
No.
Oh man, where I'm from, it's not a laptop, it's a laptop. Like it's either on like a top of a dog or a scientific office somewhere. I don't know. That you type on.
There's a visual.
Back to the whiskey. Nose is much better. Not that it was bad, but it's much more vibrant.
I just can't stop thinking about the laptop. No, I agree. It's as you've heard us say before, those sharp edges are kind of filed down. I think that's just a product of the air.
You know, swirling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Ton of caramel. Ton of toffee.
Yes.
Ton of butterscotch.
Toffee.
It is very just like brown note. It smells chewy.
Smells Chewbacca. And that is brown note, not brown sound. It tastes more Chewbacca now, too.
It does. This is why airing out is a good thing.
Yeah. It's definitely gotten out of its own way.
Yeah. Not that the proof is so high it was, affecting it, but that first drink was hot. Second drink was a little hot. Like, not as hot, but still hot. Mm-hmm. Definitely rounded out with some air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's calmed down a lot. Those edges are gone. It's super caramelly now. It is just like so rich.
It is. I feel like the process of the French oak staves is really adding a lot more character. Like if we were just comparing this to Maker's Cask Strength, which I do love Maker's Cask Strength.
Oh yeah.
And they are two completely different animals, but I do feel like the French oak really does some things to help it in the perception of age, maybe even mouthfeel a little bit, although it's still kind of a little bit dry, but I wouldn't call it a bad mouthfeel. Those things, they don't have to be...
No, I enjoy it. I enjoy the mouthfeel.
I think this is a hell of a value, around the $60 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Online, we saw it closer to $70. Of course, it's going to vary completely on your state.
Right.
I think that's a great value for what you're getting here.
Yeah, for, 6, 7, 8-year-old Cask Strength wheat bourbon, French oak, toasted French oak. I can't argue that.
I'm going to add some water, see what that does. Because, it's still a little bit on the hot side. So I'm going to add a pretty small amount of water. I was going to say big. I'm not going to work. There we go. There's probably...
Let me see if I can make it work this time, because last time I could not.
Yeah, you were just pantomiming water into your glass and just acting like no one noticed.
No, I had a few drops in there.
Okay. Quelled the heat quite a bit.
Wow, that is brown sugar, cinnamon sugar. It's like a snickerdoodle cookie.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep.
The finish is not harsh. It's not bitter or drying anymore.
I'm still getting some dryness. It's sort of like you just ate a graham cracker. You're gonna want some water after that graham cracker.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. If you ever go to Maker's Mark, that's one of the big things. Like if you do a private select pick, I know this might run a little long, but you'll taste through everything. Which you're gonna, you do a pick and it's at Cask Strength. This is essentially just a Cask Strength version of a one stave pick. Mm-hmm. But then you taste everything with water. Not that they proof it down for you, but it's nice to see how water affects each of those staves. And we don't know exactly how many barrels go into these batches of 46, but I'm willing to bet that if the proof point's around like 112.5, I'd say they're around about 100 barrel batches. They're probably proofing each other down, but with a little bit of water in there, I think what you're seeing is it's a more unique profile. It actually kind of completes the process there.
Well, it looks like it's good to the last drop at least, because now it's gone. Yeah, great value. I recommend. I know we don't really do recommend or nots on short and sweets, but this is an easy recommend.
No, yeah, it's hard to argue anything that's from Maker's Mark as not good or not a recommend. If you like Cask Strength wheat bourbon or if you like toasted French oak, anything, hard to say this is a miss. It's great.
Yeah, that's where we better leave it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. Hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Patreon. Until next time, drink more bourbon.